Hey, what is up, y'all? What is up? Good morning. Hi, happy Sunday. Hi, Cara. Oh my gosh. So Beauty and the Frizz is in the house, y'all. If you haven't seen their Purchase or Pass that just premiered today, definitely go watch it. Definitely go check it out. Be a friend. Hold on, I'm trying to scooch. I thought I was more scooched in than I was. I just wasn't. Uh Listen, I'm killing the game today. Listen, I'm going like full dark Sith Lord. Just kidding. Am I? We don't know. For those of you who don't know, I'm Audra, and I am a streamer. All right, number one, I am a streamer. One for time, because I don't have a lot of it, especially in the heat. It's so astronomically hot here in Texas. I say it every live. I know people are tired of it. I'm tired of it too. I wish it would stop being so hot. So, um, so I've transitioned to streaming. The majority of my streams happen in the Patreon and in the channel member format. I am editing those down and then putting them up on this channel. So, above all else, this is a commentary channel with make secondary love. And whenever possible, whenever my spirit calls to me, I will be doing a very specified beauty hour for Black folks. All right. It's very important that I say that at the front. If that offends you, this is not the channel to be at. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is, as I predicted years ago, 2020, babes, at least 3 years, I said that all of these things that are happening in the wake of George Floyd, in the wake of all of this is just going to be lip service. All the care and looking for Black creators is going to die down. And more likely than not, more and more Black creators are going to be behind paywalls. And look where we are now. More and more Black beauty creators are leaving the space, concentrating on other things, because there's no point in attempting to grow in a space that doesn't want you here. So we're going to chat today. This one's just going to be very open. We're not going to have very specific topic, because I just want everybody to get like a feel for being in this space, for being, and again, it doesn't mean if you're not Black, you can't join the space, but the conversation is about us and around us. So just keep that in mind moving forward. The Canadian Rockies, that sounds so lovely. It sounds cool. Temperature wise, I'm not sure. Maybe both ways. I want to go to Canada actually. Um, and just to start this, speaking of Black beauty, the eye look. So, with the new FTC guidelines, I have to say one way or the other, either I'm sponsored or I get PR. I have been getting PR from Lethal Cosmetics for a really long time, and I for at least a year now, I feel like. And I live for Lethal. I love, like, not all of their products are banger products. I'm gonna say that I want their lip creams to be worked on. They're just missing a little something, just like a little something, something. They're not quite thick enough, and they're not quite pigmented enough for my taste. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. But they are one of the few indie brands that I feel like, one, sends PR to people of color and Black people. Um, and they do so because they're very much aware that the products that they create will look good on us. So they're not afraid to do that. I feel like the majority of indie brands are too afraid that their products will not look good. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. My voice is going to sound like this almost all summer, so just prepare for that. It's so humid that it's like quite literally sucking like the juice out of my vocal cords. So we'll just be there. But today, so I can get that up and out of the way. Well, not really out of the way. I want to talk about it. So I've still been playing with their newest singles. And today I'm wearing this one. I can't pop it out right now because I don't have the pop out tool. I don't know what I did with it. I had it and it's gone. But I used this one for my the majority of my lid, my highlight. Yes, babes. Inner eye is going to be, I believe, this baby here. This baby is doing the work for my inner eye. Might be this one. I had it all like written down. Of course I lost it. Of course I lost it. Listen. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. And Then I have a little bit, I think, of this for sure. I know I have that right here because I did that very, like, very last. So I'm just like living my best life. Those are the ones from the new collection that I was using. But I did a little dig because I put this over a black base, which is from the Berlin '89 palette. And that particular shade is East and West. I do understand why they don't put the shade names under, but I almost wish that they would. Like I want them to like just start put like I know I can create my own palette, okay? But we'd be more likely to buy more of these palettes if you put the names in and then I buy a BYOB and then I move things around the way I want them to be. I just love that. Thank you, Lethal. That's like the only thing. Just do that for me, please. Please. Thank you. Just in one. Just one. Just like I just need one with the names. I'm just asking. And then also Tamia, I think they get paid either way. I would actually, me personally, I would get it from a Lethal, and it's just because Beauty Bay ships. I know that they had a situation with Royal, but it takes like 9 years for Beauty Bay to ship your shit to you, period. It takes so long. And by the time it gets to you, Lethal will have come out with like 3 other collections. So I'm 100% gonna be like, just get it from Lethal. I will whenever I can, with the exception of a few brands. Like I don't really like getting Tatcha from their website because it takes them like 22 years to get that to you as well. Whereas I feel like if I know, not feel, I'm trying to remove some of that soft language from my lexicon. I know that if I order Tatcha from Sephora, I'm going to have it in 24 to 48 hours. And that's, I, when I'm out of my shit, I need my shit. All right. And then the other shade I use 2 other shades for this under because I love like doing like a kind of dead under eye. And so I used Sputnik and Checkpoint. So Sputnik and Checkpoint. So like I have been, and one more, I made a ooh noise, from this gorgeous. I went in with this shade because this is like, oh my God, this is one of my favorites. Look at stickers. Anyways, this is one of my favorite shades. And I use that here on that outside. So like I hate summer, girly girl. I hate summer. I absolutely despise summer. Summer is not my season. I hate it. I don't like sweating. I don't like being hot. I want winter back immediately. And I live in the wrong place for that. And in approximately 5 years, I will probably be escaping this hellhole because I just can't. I can't deal. It's so hot. And it's not even just working outside. It doesn't matter. Um, it's just hot here. Like it's 117 degrees like every other day. It's ridiculous. Does it? I haven't had any issues with that. And like I think I know M is able to get deliveries from Lethal and M is in Mexico and that is well not currently. M is currently in New York and I'm like really looking forward cuz they're going to be here tomorrow, y'all. Listen. I'm not going to clean up my space. I'm just going to let it be. I can't do it. I can't. I don't have the energy to like try to make my home look like I'm neat. I'm not. So to get started, let's see if I can do this because I I don't know how good I am at doing these things. What really inspired me to have a Black Beauty hour is going to be this creator right here. Ole or Nati, I'm not sure. Ole is what she goes by. So I'm going to say Ole because listen, me and pronunciation are not good friends as of late. I can barely read right now because my attention span has been like that of a gnat. So Ole. Ole is a fabulous, fantastic creator. If you are not subscribed, I highly suggest you do. I was in her live stream. It wasn't a live stream. This is a live premiere of this video, which was the Leftist rebrand featuring iDubbbz. She had a really like her content is so good. So if you are looking for Black content creators and you have not found any or you need some suggestions, I'm going to try whenever I do these to introduce you to them. Listen, I feel like if you're not watching, she's the way that she talks about things is so engaging. And first of all, like skin, if we're going to talk about beauty, skin, look at how absolutely stunning she looks. The red eyebrows, the red locks. Girl had me looking up locks while I was listening. I was like, wait, let me see. So I think that I saw this, and then she did another one that had a lot of the cornbread YouTubers on there. And I am just enamored of her and her content. I'm enamored of her preparation. Like I could never. So, but seeing her have these conversations, maybe be like, more and more Black creators are leaving this beauty space, and they're going to keep doing so. And I feel like fewer are going to enter. Yes, there's TikTok, but as we all know, TikTok is really just not like the space, in my opinion, to get like a good beauty thing going. I think that you can to a degree, but a lot of it, the way that TikTok is designed for virality. I'm not a viral person. I don't want to be viral. I don't say that because like, oh, I say it because it's true. I literally don't want to be viral. Please don't allow, because I find that I feel like that would be very stressful for my spirit to like at the last time that anytime anything of mine goes viral. I've had a couple things on TikTok go viral. I had a video do really, really well, and that's how my beauty content started growing, by way of spooky lips and fat hips. I hate it. It stresses me out so bad. I get like very uncomfortable, and I can't breathe. So like I would prefer not. But I think if you want to check her out, I will have her channel listed in the description box below. I don't have a lot of stuff in my description box because of who I am as a person. But how do people have good? It is not. So first of all, it's being Black. Um, no, I'm kidding. But this is a thing that I did want. You actually are bringing me into a space that I did want to talk about, because y'all, the way that people rebrand things that Black people have been doing for a very long time, like calling different forms of moisturizing slugging, babes, where have y'all been? And I think what we find most frustrating as being Black people, seeing our things that we have done being rebranded so that they don't have to credit us, so that they don't have to look our way, so that they can pretend that they just made this up. You know, like they just made it up. Like, oh my gosh, guys, guess what I just discovered? It's like you didn't. You're Christopher Columbusing something that we've been doing for a very long time. You know, a protective hairstyle, which I don't know why y'all need them, but okay, bonnets. It's just it's astronomical, right? And so when it comes to your skin, it's so funny because like my face matches my chest, right? But not my arms, which are chocolatey, baby. Anyways, but when it comes to having good skin, and good is subjective, just beautiful skin, however you see your skin is beautiful, just moisturized, hydrated. Listen, we have been doing this our entire lives. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Listen, that is part of it. You don't have to stress as bad, because this is a subscriber only chat, and all of them will be going forward, because I feel more comfortable. Ooh, there we go, Janet. Camera Ready sells Lethal, and they are in Texas. That is true. So Janet, if there's something from Lethal you've been wanting to pick up, Camera Ready does. I do remember that through Teresa. Um, Yes, Stephanie. They've been taking stuff we've been doing forever and renaming it. Yes. And like, this is the thing. No one's saying, and this is the problem a lot of times in white beauty spaces, is they don't understand or choose not to understand it, either or both, that we're not saying you cannot use these techniques, just like we're not saying you can't use AAVE, but you do need to understand where it comes from, and you do need to understand the structure. So when you're calling something, um, something else because that's what you want to do, we're looking at you out of the side of our eyes like, what are you talking about? Like, moisturizing after a shower has always been a thing for us. Like, I don't remember a time ever, from the time that I was cognizant, that you didn't get out of the shower and lotion your body. I don't recall that ever. Black and brown people, especially Black people, we are born into like vats of moisturizer. Like from the minute we are born, like our parents are just moisturizing our skin up. That's why, like, because we can be born jaundiced, we can have all kind, like being born is a process. You know what I mean? Like being born is a process. You were in a sack of fluid. This is disgusting, and I'm saying it anyway. You were in a sack of fluid like for 9 months of your life, and then you come out into this dry ass world. Our parents were moisturizing us, moisturizing us. I don't remember a time where I wasn't doing that. And I'm glad that white people now are finding that moisturizing is a thing that you do. It still freaks me out when a white person says that moisturizing um, makes them feel greasy. And I'm just like, yeah, that's because you've been dry your entire life. You have been dry your whole life and you feel greasy because that is your skin being surprised that you're moisturizing it. Do you see what I'm saying? Your skin is in shock. You have to let the shock pass. And then you will be like, oh my God, this is glorious. I can't believe it. Like when most of my life, when white people touch my skin, they're like, oh my God, you're so soft. Like, and it's usually not like in a petting way, by the way. They're just like going to tap me or something. And then they get shocked and or surprised. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, I know. It's, I know. I don't know what to tell y'all, but like, yeah. Yes, like woke, like canceled. you know, sticky bags. I cannot. That hurt my feelings. I was just like, you you mean laid edges, which y'all do not have? Okay. Janet, yep, no moisturizer. Yeah, and I was we I don't know. I know actually I don't know any black person who hasn't been moisturized their entire life. Like if they stop doing it as an adult, that's on them. But I don't know any black person that hasn't lived their life without just like you couldn't leave the house without your mom yelling at you or a parent, grandma, mother figure being like, "Don't leave this house with the mashy elbows." Like it was it was like par for the course. We didn't have an option to like just be dry. Like just getting out of the pool because it's summer, right? You would come home. So many of your white friends would just like go and do stuff, and your parents would be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You're like, "We're gonna go play." And I'm like, No, no." I'm like, "I was just swimming." My mom, that is not a bath. That is not a shower. Those are chemicals, babes. You need to wash your body. And I was like, "Oh." So I've always lived with the real reality of like, no, we have to moisturize our bodies. It's not it's just moisturizing. We don't need to rebrand in honor of Ole's video. We don't need to rebrand moisturizing. It's just moisturizing. We're just putting moisture. We're just putting it on our bodies. Donna says, white people tell me all the time, your skin is so soft. Yeah, it's called lotions. Jergens lived at my grandma's house. Yes. Like I can't imagine. I don't understand it. And so, oh God, oh my God. Oh Jesus, my body just my booty. Oh, ooh, that is oh, I love you, Janet. I do. I love you so much. But oh my God, that just like set off like that gave me trauma. oh my God. Like the way like I could see like the map of y'all's skin after y'all got at the pool. Still do now. And it's like that's a big reason why when people like talk smack about like black people at pool parties and how we don't get in the water. Like that's literally why. It's because like you're just like if it's a party, right? I'm not getting in the water except for maybe my legs in the water and just like relax because I'm gonna be a dry mess for the rest of the party. I'm not interested in that. And it's kind of weird to be at somebody's party and be like, okay, well, can I go take a shower and then moisturize my skin and then put on clothes? Let me be gone from your party for 45 minutes. Okay, thanks. no, absolutely not. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. no. Real lotion. Just use real lotion. I say this because I feel like or body oil, but not like olive oil directly. There is a reason that people patent and put together concoctions that are good for us, and I feel very confident that we should use those. we should use those. There's a reason for it, right? Like even I like my coconut oil to a degree, but honestly, I prefer it like inside of or in conjunction with a moisturizer I already have. Like if it's winter and it's extra dry, oh no, really? You can. You like if it's been nice for you, then live your life. I'm not here to tell you you can't do that, first of all. So like but I just don't like it. Um, especially in the sun, for me, I'm gonna be crackling. So I'm not maybe that's why, because I used to use baby oil on my skin after a shower, for years I did it, but then, I just started working outside a lot and, the crackle on my skin, even with sunscreen, like, it was just moss and you would just sweat, like, and it back zits. So, like, I can't. Oh, it's not nice. It was never nice, grandma. Yeah, I personally find just like a really good moisture. Like I think I'm using one. I feel like it's from Gold Bond. It's in a goldy bottle. I'll go grab it here in a little bit, but a bronzy bottle, and it's so nice. Like my skin always feels amazing. Like look at my elbows. Do you see how like just yes, babe. Yeah, olive oil does have a distinct odor. Hi, Heather. Welcome in. So yeah, and hair is another aspect of it, right? But I want to really just like aside for like moisturizing and skin, one thing I really do also want to talk about is like in the beauty sphere as a whole, right? You will have a lot of white creators talk about shade range. And I will say like 98% of the time they're not talking about it correctly. Uh, just because they don't have the knowledge. And a lot of them just don't even watch black creators, so they don't even understand what they're saying. They just know the buzzwords, shade range, and they utilize that. Um, so there's shade range, there's shade variety, and the two are not mutually exclusive. Because a brand can have a shade range that appears good, but they don't have a good shade variety. And this will include shades for white folks. I will definitely point that out when you're looking at the large amount of just like the same shade of beige. And like that's something even other white creators can see. Like if you see that, now go down to the darker end of the spectrum, right? And realize that a lot of times they've done almost the exact same thing. If they have 100 shades and let's say that they're being polite and doing 50-50, 50 of the darker shades just like 50 of the lighter shades, so many of them are so close that it's not even worth them having created that many. Now I know deep down people are like, yeah, but some people, and I get what you're saying. Some people do have that super weird undertone, and that's good. We should be catering to them as well. But what I'm also going to point out is if the shades are that close in actual shade and undertone, why do we have five of them? So you're not really doing anything for us at that point. Neither are you doing anything if you have 10 deep shades, but the jump between them is so far that it's only hitting certain people. I am one of those people that is almost always hit. I think Kara can say that as well. Kara, excuse me. Kara can say that as well. One of the people that will always be hit. There are people in my shade, Kara shade. There's so many of us. We know that they're hitting us, and we're aware that they make shades for us. The deeper you go, the more that you're ignoring people. People in between me and Kara, between our shades, right? Between me and Tina, between our shades, are often missing, right? And I'm going to be the first person to say 100% all of the time that makeup and beauty is political. I love that people like to act like it's not. It is. Like the only reason that I can wear Chanel now is because the Nazi sympathizer is dead. Like she's not alive, right? And so as a brown person, as a black person, we don't have all these options to be playing around with whether or not we can utilize a brand like white creators can. So, like, when we're talking about shade range and as well as whether or not you can wear this because of the bullshit that they've done, good for you. You're white, you have a bunch of options, but we're black and we cannot continuously be on every radar of everything a brand has done wrong, because then we would have nothing to create, which I'm sure a lot of people would be happy if we just disappeared altogether. But like, come on now. Yes. Huh, thank you. See, I love her. Y'all, you don't understand. I don't get to talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, and I don't get to talk to her behind the scenes because I'm just like not listen. It's very hard for me to start a conversation with a person I want to talk to. As many of you know, I started that conversation with Abby a long time ago, and it was very awkward. I had to ask her a question, and I started it off basically in old English. It was very embarrassing, and I try not to. Like now I'm just like, so I just stay in a place. And 100% this. All black people do not have a red undertone. I have multiple undertones, which is one of the reasons why I can wear a deeper shade. I can wear I can have yellow undertones, I can have red undertones, I can have neutral undertones, and all of them. And that is because as you look at my body, look at my upper body right now. This is why I can do this. And this is not, I just want to say, this isn't neutral. Because like able to wear all of them isn't neutral. I don't know what the term is because I'm not a makeup artist and I don't know if it's ever been discussed, but this is not it's not neutral. It's just I'm all of the colors. I'm quite literally all of them. So I just can. Like I don't know like I just can because of all this. Like I have red, I have yellow, I have neutral. I have all of them and I can wear all of them and they all look good. I never have a problem. Like I'll get it out and I'll be like, "Oh, this is going to," and then it just I don't know what happens with my skin. It just all it just all goes and I'm like, "Oh, never mind. I'm a gorgeous queen." So, it is that. Um so this is always a difficult thing because I feel like it oscillates. I feel like for a while, companies will often do it and then they just quit doing it, like Lancome. I'm not even going to try to say the name like fancy or whatever, but Lancome did, but then they stopped making some of their deeper, like some of the deepest shades um, for reasons. Um, and then it's also hard for me to say because, like I said, I'm one of the often fits in to the majority. So I have, let's see, I have Chanel, I have Dior that I can wear, I have Givenchy I can wear, obviously Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath is a little watery, multi-tonal. I like that. I am multi-tonal. Thanks. Mm. Prima, thank you. Thank you. For reasons I wish that one thing that this could fix is being able to show the emotes or emojis that are up there. Yeah, I that's a question I always have difficulties with because I consistently can wear a shade and it's annoying, right? Because that like sometimes I get like I question myself. I'm like, does this make me no better than a white creator who says that they need better shade ranges and then they still wear the product anyway? And it's just lip service? And I can't decide. I haven't decided there yet. Probably not, but I don't know. Estee Lauder, they can. And I would definitely say that the majority of drugstore does not. And but then I will also put out this caveat. It depends on where you live on whether or not drugstore will have a good shade range. For instance, I live in a very white area. White. Like very, very white. Like white on levels. that I'm not prepared for. I'm trying to figure out if there's like sound coming from somewhere or if that's somebody outside. Okay, I think that's fine. All right. I got nervous. I got like super nervous that I was like, am I having feedback? Sorry. But I live in a super super white area, so the majority of the drugstore foundation is white, right? Um there's Beauty Bakery in there and it's almost all gone, which tells, and this is the thing that really kills me when people will be like, well, it's just like that. And I'm like, no, because in this almost all West, okay, there's a Beauty Bakery section and almost all the shit is gone. One that tells me that there is, I already know this, but there's a population of Black people here who are buying this makeup from CVS, right? So why don't we have more selection for them? Why is the everything else almost all white? And that's why I will never buy from literally any brand the bullshit that they put out about um oh well, we just have to do some market testing. You don't have to do any market testing. Just say you don't want to, and that's fine. Just say you don't want to. Because I'd rather you be honest and say you don't want to than you pay lip service, than you pretend like you're going to do some research and find out if Black people want to buy your products. They do. It's literally in every post. It's in every fucking post, man. Like I don't know how many different ways we can tell you this because it's every time it posts on anything on Instagram, you have tons of Black creators and Black people just saying, oh, I would love to be able to buy this, but they don't have my shade. If I go in a store that has almost all white everything, and then you have a section for Black people and it's all gone, the point has been proven. The point has quite literally been proven. They do want, we want to buy the stuff and we will, and we're going to. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about that you just like are allowing you're just over here pretending like we don't want to buy this shit? You know, I'm looking at you, Shantakai. Like, stop it. Stop telling people you're going to do it. You're not doing it. You're not going to. And that's fine. Just say you're not going to. Stop pretending you're going to do a thing that you're never going to do. It's fine if you don't want to. Just say it. Quit acting like one day you're going to put it out. You're not. So stop. And don't try to act like, well, we've been trying to reach out to, deeper skin created. No, you haven't, because they exist and you have not been doing so because I don't see them. Right? Right. So like, can we take the blinders off? Can we just rem- can we just remove that and stop pretending that we're gonna do it? Just don't. Just like, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna picket your brand. First of all, it's way too damn expensive, but I'm not gonna picket your brand just because you don't want to make stuff for Black people. All may still exist. It's fine. Like, Confessions of a Jaded Optimist. Hold on, let me get my mouse to be friendly. It's like plus size fashion. The bigger sizes, they only make one or two, so they can charge more for it because you cannot wait. Yes, you cannot wait for the sale. 100%. 100%. Like, I also find it very interesting and read fucked up that they will consistently charge more for plus size clothing. And then the way that people try to justify this is they will say things like, well, it's more fabric. And I'm like, yes, but then by that logic, the small should be cheaper than the medium. The medium should be cheaper than the large. And the extra large, it should be going down in scale. Like, that should literally be, if that is the case, then it should be that way all the way across the board. It's not. Those are lies. Those are lies. Don't try to tell me like, oh, well, it's because they're using more fabric. Okay, but they're using more fabric between an extra small and a large, and they're not charging more for the large. So get the fuck out of here. That part. Honestly, there's enough choice out there now that we don't have to beg people to be our friends anymore. Exactly. I'm no longer in the business. Like, I am not in the business of talking and doing things for brands that don't do shit for me. Right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have conversations anymore. I think it's one of the reasons why I kind of don't enjoy, for me personally, I don't enjoy doing looking at makeup and talking about whether or not I buy stuff because inevitably I end up having to have that annoying ass conversation where it's like, oh, they don't, and I don't want to do it. I'm not going to have a conversation around a brand that doesn't give a shit. Like they don't care. And I'm not going to keep attempting to have this conversation being like, oh, they need to, like, no, they don't need to do shit. Like this is the thing now. I'm like, you don't need to do anything because I have choice. Many of us have choice, and I don't have to buy your shit, and I don't have to actually get into the outrage marketing bullshit that you use against Black people so that you can market your product. Like, I want Black people to absolutely stop allowing themselves to be used for outrage marketing. Just stop it. And for ally creators that are not Black, for non-Black ally creators, I need y'all to stop doing it as well. Don't even have the conversation, because the more that we stop talking about them doing this bullshit, the less they will keep doing it. They will quit using us to sell product if everybody collectively just stops talking about it. Kind of like Jeffree Star. Like, just stop doing it. Stop having the conversation, because they will never quit doing the thing. Listen, I'm having my goblin era, like my goblin drink era. So I'm having an Izzy. This is my favorite one, the sparkling grapefruit. This is not sponsored, and I bought this on my own. Listen, I'm a cover all my points because I'm broke and I can't afford to get sued. Yes, like how they ignored the aim of BLM and give us fucking Juneteenth, and then everybody gets off. What the fuck is happening? What? Like, this should be a day that Black people aren't at work. And yet, I always wondered whether makeup companies couldn't make darker shades because of chemical things or politics, but Fenty came out. Yeah, it's always been bullshit. It's always been bullshit. They quite literally, and we've had chemists come out, I believe on Behind the Beauty, they talked about this. There is no difference in creating it. There's none. They just don't want to. They just don't want to, because the face of beauty needs to be like whiteness. And that's how they're always going to do that. And I'm just not interested in in playing around with these, well, because like the thing that started to bother me, especially when you're talking about this in white spaces, is they'll be like, well, it's, and I'm like, no, not, because what I'm trying to tell you, what we all are trying to tell you, is that it doesn't make sense that they had time to create 47 shades of beige, but they couldn't create anything for Black and brown people. That doesn't make sense. And stop trying to justify it. Don't justify it. Just say you don't care and walk away. Like, you don't, and I'm not saying that to be mean to you. Just say you don't care and you don't have a dog in this fight, and just walk away from it. You don't have to argue the point, because people are telling you what it is. And like, that's always going to be the thing. When people tell you how something is for them and their experience, you do not get to argue that point, period. Right? You cannot argue someone's experience. That's it. So like, when people try to come, and it'll be the same in these comments, it'll be the same in every live stream. Anybody who comes trying to argue somebody's experience will put you in timeout. You have a short period of time, but I will block you. I'm not kidding. I don't have time or space for that. I do not want to create a space where people can come in and go, well, but no. This is for us to be able to talk about the things that we experience, and we experience this every day. We go through this every day, and we have to experience our lives being Black every day. We have to experience trying to buy makeup as a Black person every day. There is a reason that Black people absolutely hate in-store makeovers, and it's because we always come out looking like clowns. I know a lot of people do, but we specifically end up looking real janky once they're done. Because these people do not know what they're doing with us. They don't know anything about the makeup. You just walk out looking, and you just look at yourself, and you're just like, oh my God, why do I look like this? Why did you try that? Why did you do this to my face? I look like a monster. This is too dark. This is too light. I look monstrous. Please send help. So like, we have to create our own spaces to enjoy makeup. And moving forward, these will definitely have like for sure like a topic, but we're just kind of like riffing today so that we can, so everybody gets a feel for the fact that this is a good, a space for us. But also, One thing I did want to talk about in regards to, because this does talk about makeup as well, and I'm gonna see if I can do this now, y'all. Abby Williamson, a creator I adore, because I've watched like grow, mature, change. Because I'm elderly, as we know. Made a video talking about the Shein debacle, where they took some TikTokers to see some stuff, and there's something that I wanted to share from her video, because it's really good. If you haven't watched it, I will link it as well. Let me first of all do that part. Oh my God. Listen, I am becoming just like the greatest. Let me know if you can hear this. Hold on. Because I'm trying to learn to do this in live stream. So like let me just see. Can you hear it? Because these companies use sweatshops. They use unethical labor, and yet Shein took this opportunity for lip service to take these influencers, notably none of them being skinny white women. A lot of people have brought this up, the fact that they chose women that are more often passed over for brand trips and more often passed over for sponsorships or not paid nearly as much. Plus, there's women and women of color in the influencer space, which is kind of insane to think about. Just like thinking that they chose people who were going to be more likely to take. Ooh, too soft. I did it too soft. Yo, that's a rarity for me. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, Abby. I didn't mean to pause there where you look weird. I apologize. They use unethical labor, and yet Shein took this opportunity for lip service to take these influencers, notably none of them being skinny white women. A lot of people have brought this up, the fact that they chose women that are more often passed over for brand trips and more often passed over for sponsorships or not paid nearly as much. Plus size women and women of color in the influencer space, which is kind of insidious to think about. Just like thinking that they chose people who were going to be more likely to take them up on that offer because they. I am sorry. Listen, I keep trying to like fuss with this because I can do this on what is that thing? Was it better? Hold on. Let me try this. Let me. I'll explain it in a little bit. I either have no audio or like it's middling. So let me wait, where's it playing from? Because I feel like it's not playing from the right spot. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Está mi that's why. Yo, why am I silly? Why am I a silly Billy? It's my own fault. Please hold. Now let's try it. It's my own fault. Of them being skinny white women. Okay, here we go. I think I did it right this time. Supposedly was a regular warehouse, but based on any of the information that we know about these companies, it wasn't, because these companies use sweatshops. They use unethical labor, and yet Shein took this opportunity for lip service to take these influencers, notably none of them being skinny white women. A lot of people have brought this up, the fact that they chose women that are more often passed over for brand trips and more often passed over for sponsorships or not paid nearly as much. Plus size women and women of color in the influencer space, which is kind of insidious to think about. Just like thinking that they chose people who were going to be more likely to take them up on that offer because they don't have as many other options. So like kind of the main concern. That was the thing I wanted to talk about. Because I adore Abby and I loved that she made this point. Very specifically made that point, and I don't know if that came through. One day, listen, I might pull this down, edit that little section, and then we shall see. We shall see. Better at it, to be honest. I'll just get better at it. I don't have the space for now. My mental capacities are weak. I love that she brought that up because I'm begging you, not just Black people, but I am begging you, marginalized creators, stop going on these brand trips, please. I am begging you, 150,000%. I am begging you to stop going on this shit. Please stop going. They are using you. They are always going to use you. They will never stop using you. They will 100% always do this to you. They will always ask you to come because they know that we're so used to taking scraps that we will take these scraps, that we will allow ourselves to be embarrassed. And we have got to stop. Point blank, period, 100%. Audi 5000G. That's an oldie. Stop doing it. Stop. Because these people are you counting on the fact that these brands are going like that will agree to it. We'll go to their bullshit and be embarrassed. Sir, we will go and we will be embarrassed. We will be humiliated. And the worst of it is that we will double, triple, and quadruple down on the fucked upness of what's happened for fear that we won't get to go on another brand trip. For fear that brands will stop working with us. And my thing is, let them stop working with you. Like it's to the point now. It's like let them stop working with you. Let them stop. Like what? Why? What is? Because to me, like first of all, this is a super fun hobby. Doing YouTube, Twitch, all of this. It's a super fun hobby. I get to enjoy this, and I love that there are people who help to support my ability to continue doing so and continue to have a platform. And we have like a nice little space in the back, which I think we might watch a movie tonight, and I know what movie we're going to watch, and I'm very excited. Patrons, channel members, be on the lookout because I'm excited. um but the fact that these brands consistently do this, they will ask people who, Black creators, visibly brown creators, visibly plus size creators. They will do this because they know we don't get anything. And like, this is why I will always 100% say, like, this is why we need to get some solidarity. Stop splitting hairs because if they're embarrassing you, they're going to embarrass all of us. They're going to continuously embarrass us. They're going to continuously make all of us feel small, embarrassed. They're going to keep making us like look like fools. Do you know what I mean? Because like this is the thing. If Tarte reached out to me to go on a brand trip, my very first thought is gonna be like, oh, they're about to embarrass the fuck out of me, aren't they? They are. They're about to embarrass me. They're about to humiliate me. And I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm absolutely not going. And I'm so happy to see that so many of you also Felisa, by us, for us. Hell yeah. Ooh, not getting your prom pics and looking orange. Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm happy to see so many of y'all also like stand like live in the world of Abby Williamson. I just love Abby. I think they're a fantastic creator. Follow them on Twitch as well. But yeah, I think that when we're looking at ourselves in the beauty space and like the reality of why so many people are getting out of it, and it's not just because like, oh, the views are down, because we love makeup and I'm tired of the conversation around like, oh, people don't even like it, they're just trying to make money. And first of all, there's nothing wrong with making money. We live in a capitalist hellscape. So the reality that people have where they're just sitting there being like, well, either you love makeup mm, or you're just doing it for money. And it's like the things are not mutually exclusive. You can love makeup and make money. Like quite literally, the fact that people will be upset that people are selling stuff in beauty YouTube and anything really just makes me laugh because I'm like, so do you feel that way when you go to like furniture shop? Are you like, ugh, you're not trying to show me good furniture. You're just trying to sell me furniture because you make a commission. Right? That's weird, right? If I anyways, and I've seen in various forums an obvious nasty slant towards Black creators specifically that really just talk about like, well, they put too many ads in because I'm like, everybody puts in this amount of ads, first of all, but secondly, thirdly, fourthly, wow. Exactly. The young creators just see a free trip and do not care. Free makeup, free trip, free, free, free. I get the trip could be fun, but the drama afterward. Yeah. I think part of the problem is people want this to be their full-time jobs. And they do. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I used to want to do that. And I think one of the things, especially in this space, that people do not understand when they're trying to argue between um, people not having sponsorships, not having ads, not getting PR, and they praise people who don't, but they don't realize that the people who don't do sponsorships, don't get PR, they have a privilege that many other people do not. And that is 100,000% true. Like if you have a partner, like a relationship partner, right, who can mostly make up for all of the things, like they pay a house, like you are very privileged in that you're all of the money from that you make from YouTube you can use to buy all the products. You don't have to rely on PR. You don't need to do sponsorships or any of that because your AdSense makes enough for you to be able to do what you want to do. Majority of us are, working full-time jobs outside of doing YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with wanting this as your full-time job. That's true. But also let's be very real in that like this doesn't happen overnight. So don't be going on these brand trips thinking that it's going to suddenly blow you up and like this will be your full-time job. Because here's the other thing about this, and this is another thing that I want to talk about as well with like Black creators, is like don't be closing the door behind you when you get somewhere. Make sure you're being welcoming and opening to other Black creators, because the more of us that are together, the more of us that are like, I'm not going without so and so, I'm not going to do this without, one of the first things I would ask if somebody was inviting me on any kind of brand trip, which if it is one of the first things I'm going to ask is, are there going to be Black creators, not creators of color? Are there going to be Black people? Who are they? Who Black is going? Because I'm not about to be the only piece of pepper in all all this salt. Like I'm not doing it. I refuse. That's really awkward for me. And I'll feel uncomfortable most of the time. Just that's true. Thank you. There's a proverb in Arabic: people with nothing on their hands become quick judges. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Ooh, they're taking the pennies on the dollar because it's all that they can get. Yes. And bigger creators don't talk to smaller creators, so it's hard to gauge what they are worth. 100%. And that's a big problem as well. It's like a large amount of bigger creators don't talk to small creators. Now, to a degree, there is a reason for that. I'm so sorry, I had a burp. The reason for that is that many people have gotten burned on that. If I feel like in any way you're trying to be nice to me to get something instead of like if you're like, oh, I would like to utilize your platform to help my platform grow. Not like you should do that, because my platform has been sinking like a stone, and it's fine because again, I'm just enjoying myself. But the side effect of that, like if you told me that, I'd be like, all right, cool, then we can do that, right? I'm fine to do that because at least I know upfront that that is what you want. What I'm not fine with is you pretending in any way, shape, or form that you want to be friends, only because you're using me. Like that's the part that I think is gross. So some big creators have gotten burned by people trying to use them, but I don't think that that is enough for you to just stop talking to smaller creators altogether. Yeah. Diversity doesn't equal representation. 100%. It does not, because it just does not. Lauren, that's what I love about Cornbread too. They always find other Black creators with smaller platforms to help them grow. Exactly. And like I think that that is the thing, is too many, and like I love the same thing about Cornbread too, because too many Black creators in the beauty space do not do this. They feel, because they're aware of the tokenism within the beauty space, and so they just want to be that token. You know how in Not Just Another Teen Movie or Not Another Teen Movie, like they get upset because like there's two Black people and he's like, I'm the only Black guy. And they kind of like battle it out. That's what's happened in the beauty space, especially for Black creators. And it's really, really frustrating. I find it exceedingly irritating. I'm just like, y'all, like, please stop doing this. You're fueling the problem. You're fueling our inability to grow within the space. Even if we can only grow amongst other Black people and in the Black space, period, then let's grow there. I would rather grow in a space where I am wanted, where people value what I'm doing, than grow in a space that is going to consistently find ways to either cast me aside or use me when it's convenient. I get why creators post sales in their pages. However, it's a little annoying, especially if there's more of that than actual content. Oh, period. I don't listen. Here's the thing. I deliberately quit using links and all of that because between Patreon and channel memberships, and what I make on my YouTube, I can't really afford to go into any more. Like, I can't have my tax bracket go up because, like, I cannot afford to pay the government that money. I really can't afford to do that. People are like, put it aside. I can't. I'm using it. I'm quite like, I rent movies, like all of the stuff that I do, like paying for this, paying for, yeah, I use it. I use that money. I can't, where am I going to put it? And everything's so expensive right now, bitch. I need every dollar, and I need shoes all the time. And not like fun shoes. No, no, work shoes. There's a naivete in being invited somewhere, especially as newer creators. I think sometimes it's easy to get caught up in that. Also, with all the indie brands giving PR to micro channels, the they sometimes we may feel like we cannot be honest in how we feel about the products because we don't want brands to not work with us anymore. I don't like everything a brand comes out with, and that's it. That's the thing. And that's one of the things we're going to definitely talk about this in the next one. Maybe we should listen. Should me and Kara talk? Cara, should we talk? Should we like have one for the next one where you and listen, I can't guarantee a time right now, but I would like to talk about Black creators and honesty in the space. And I feel like you would be a good person to talk to about that. And if I'm like feeling, froggy, I'd like to do it maybe next Sunday for the Black Beauty Hour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this every Sunday. We'll see how much um, ass I have up underneath me, because I don't have a lot of ass underneath me, just in period, just like figuratively and literally. Although there's something happening with it where it's like I'm getting a butt, but like because I don't really have a torso and my legs are long, like my butt looks like it's just kind of like coming out of this weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's very awkward for me. But anyways, my booty is looking weird. Don't tell anybody I said that, but it's already live. It's already happening. But yeah, I definitely want to talk about that because I do feel like in our spaces, we are allowing ourselves to just take the scraps, and we have to stop. Because if you look around, if you're looking at collaborations, it's almost exclusively um, white creators. And then as Black creators, we have to sit and kind of nod at these creators because we don't want to look like haters. But realistically, 80% of the time, I'm like, I could never use anything in this fucking collection, in this palette. I can't use shit. Good for you, I guess. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say at that point. And it's like a constant with them. It's one of the reasons that I really like Teresa's collabs, why I liked Teresa's collabs with Lethal, why I like Tina's collab with Odin's Eye. That is the only Odin's Eye palette I kept. Okay. The rest of it I gave to coworkers. I gave the rest of it to coworkers. Period. Because oh, thank you. Okay. I'm going to get in touch with you because if I make a schedule, hopefully I can like actually do it. So I'm going to get with you after I'm done here and see if I can like schedule a thing and follow through with a thing. Because y'all know my ADHD and my autism together just they clash, and then I get like stressed out, and then I can't breathe, and then I get nervous goat gas. So like yes, listen, that's gonna be like I'm gonna leave y'all with this. One of the reasons that I said, and I said this to my dear friend Londa, I said, listen, and I said it to my friend Millie as well. I said, listen, have y'all not noticed that beauty content is getting a little stale for a lot of the palm colored creators? Not all, but a lot. And I was like, do you know why? Because as more and more Black creators exit the space, they have no one to steal from. And on that note, when you can't steal your personality, you have to show your real one, and it's mediocre. And I'm sorry for you. So, anyways, on that note, I'm gonna pop out. I will see y'all hopefully next week. I'm not like, this doesn't mean like, oh, it's more commentary about like, what's happening in the Black beauty spaces. We can talk about things. And I'm looking forward to it because like this is fun. But remember, this is a commentary channel, not really here to like review all the makeup because I don't, mm-mm. And as I leave, remember disassociation is a form of self-care. Staring into space is a form of self-care. Watching your comfort show is a form of self-care. Make sure you take care of yourself however you need to, because we all need a little love, okay? And no one's gonna love you like you love yourself. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good day. Mwah.